Hello, this is Cinema 4D Quick Tips, and today we will show you how to use Attractor and Field Force. Create a sphere. Duplicate the sphere by pressing the Control button on your keyboard and clicking and dragging the sphere in the XZ plane. Go to the Object tab of the newly created sphere and reduce the radius to about 50 centimeters. Then, in the same way, create two more spheres with radii of about 40 and 30 centimeters. Let's also move the last copy up the y-axis. Right-click on the sphere object in the Object Manager, select Bullet Text, and click on Collider Body to define the large sphere we created first as obstacle. Select spheres 1, 2, and 3 in the Object Manager. Right-click on either of these spheres, select Bullet Text, and click on Rigid Body to define all three small spheres as rigid objects. If you press the play button in the animation toolbar, the small spheres will fall down. This is because the force of gravity is in effect. Stop the animation and go to the start of the timeline. To turn off gravity and simulate space-like conditions, open the Edit menu, click Project Settings, go to the Bullet tab, and zero out the gravity. Now create an attractor by opening the Simulate menu, selecting Forces, and clicking on Attractor. Go to the Object tab of the Attractor object, increase the strength to 150, and test the animation. The attractor attracts all objects defined as rigid objects. The center of the attractor coincides with the center of the large sphere, which is defined as an obstacle, but we can move it at any time. Let's stop the animation, go to the start of the timeline, drag the attractor along the x-axis, extend the timeline to 300 frames, and start the animation again. Small spheres now move to the side of the large sphere closest to the attractor. Stop the animation, go to the start of the timeline, and move the attractor to its original position by going to the Coordinates tab and setting the px property to 0. Let's animate the large sphere together with the attractor. For this, zoom out and adjust the default camera. Make the attractor a child of the large sphere so that the attractor moves together with the large sphere. Select the sphere in the Object Manager. Make sure that the time slider is at frame 0. And click on the Record Active Objects logo to create the first keyframe of the animation. Then, move the time slider to frame 150. Drag the large sphere along the y-axis. And click on the Record Active Objects logo to create the second keyframe. Go to the start of the timeline and press the play button in the animation toolbar. Stop the animation and go to the start of the timeline. Now let's create a protective field around the large sphere that will protect it from impacts from the small spheres. For this, create a field force by opening the Simulate menu, selecting Forces, and clicking on Field Force. Go to the Object tab of the Field Force object, increase the strength to 2000, make the field force invisible in the viewport by double-clicking on the top visibility dot to the right of it. Click and hold on the linear field and select the spherical field. Go to the Field tab of the spherical field and increase the size to about 200 centimeters. The size of the field can also be changed by dragging the handle in the viewport that is further from the center of the field. By dragging the handle that is less distant from the center of the field, we can set the range in which the field's effect is the strongest. Let's drag this handle a little further away from the surface of the large sphere so that the field will definitely push the small spheres away before they hit the large sphere. Then go to the Direction tab of the spherical field and uncheck the Invert Direction box so that the field does not attract but repels. Make the field force object a child of the large sphere so that the field force moves together with the large sphere. And test the animation. Stop the animation and go to the start. Finally, let's color the scene. For this, open the Material Manager, create a new standard material by clicking on the new Default Material Plus logo. Change the color of the material to blue and apply the material to the sphere object. Then create another material, change its color to red, and apply it to the spheres 1, 2, and 3. Close the Material Manager and press the play button. This is what we got after texturing and rendering. Thank you for your attention, subscribe to the channel and put your finger up.